Good afternoon, everybody. Movie Fan 2002 here. And sorry if I haven't been uploading that much as of late. Although, actually, no, wait, that's a lie. I have been uploading enough. But sorry if I haven't been showing my face in the camera as much throughout June. I apologize for that. Just been a bit busy, that's all. But back onto this. Over the course of the weekend, which was July 4th weekend, hope you all had a nice weekend despite the circumstances that we were in. I was I was able to see two new releases that I saw over the course of the weekend, and I'm sure you know which two I'm talking about. I was originally going to do them as individual reviews, but I thought I might as well do little quick mini reviews for this one, at least for this video, just for the sake of it. And before you ask, don't worry, Superman and the Fantastic Four are getting their own individual reviews, mainly because there's a 2 week gap between both of them, and very well. And no, I didn't get tickets for the Amazon screening that's happening tomorrow night, so I'm gonna have to see it when it's publicly out starting this upcoming weekend. But more on that once we actually get to those films. Anyways, I'm gonna do things a bit out of order, and instead of talking about the order of when I saw them in order, I'm gonna go a bit reverse because just so I can save the best of the two for last. So the first one, at least in this case, Jurassic World Rebirth, the latest film of the franchise. Now, I will admit, like everyone else, I was a bit apprehensive that this movie was coming out because I initially thought Dominion was the last one, which I will admit, looking back on the review, I think my opinion of the movie have changed, but I'm not going to rewatch it just to find out. So I was a bit concerned because, I was like, wait, what? We're doing another one? But then I heard that Gareth Edwards was directing it, and some of the people worked on the original film, and some of other Spielberg's films was helming the project, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe I could give this a shot. And it did look intriguing from the trailers, so I did want to see how this was gonna turn out. And after seeing it, I'll admit it was actually pretty good and better than Fallen Kingdom and Dominion. Heck, I would even say it's better than Jurassic Park 3 in my opinion, but that's what I think. There's some really good things about this movie. A lot of the casting was really good, from Scarlett Johansson, Jonathan Bailey, and Mahershala Ali. I love the concept instead of them try because instead of a locust plot or dinosaurs being auctioned, they have to get some blood samples from some dinosaurs for medication for some medicine. I mean that's basically it's more simple, but thankfully it works much better, and we don't have to focus too much on other people and many side plots. It's only just a couple plots, but they're technically part of the same plot for one movie. That works very well, despite having the plot much from the other films. I was at least a lot more engaged, and it did feel much more tightly organized compared to the other films. Well, somewhat. And on top of that, the VFX still look fantastic. Yes, it's CGI, sure, but the dinosaurs do look pretty cool, and I like all the new genetically modified designs. They all looked very interesting. They were all pretty cool to look at. That and the movie did have a pretty intense, engaging third act. That was pretty much the saving grace of the feature. Although I will admit there were a few issues I did have when watching the movie. One, the family that was part of the movie. This movie would have been just better if it was just Scarlett Johansson, Jonathan Bailey, Mahershala Ali, and those couple other people, and it's just those guys. Because aside from that, these people are at it and just ran out the movie's runtime and add some unfunny scenes, especially with the boyfriend who just had me go throughout the movie. Just going for a typical eye roll sort of race sort of thing. Yeah, and it did take a bit of a while for it to get going. The movie didn't start getting interesting for me until once they actually made it to the island. Despite having some cool moments when they were on the water on the boat. Which, speaking of which, the first act of the movie did remind me a lot of Jaws, which, well, not bad. In fact, I'll say now that the Jurassic sequels are much better than the Jaws sequels by a landslide. I definitely did notice some parallels between this and Jaws. It didn't help either that a trailer for the 50th anniversary of that movie was shown as one of the last trailers before the movie began. Yeah, that was just kind of awkward. The movie didn't really start getting fully engaged until once they counted the mosasaurs. That's when I started getting my attention and throughout the rest of the film. Even though it did have a pretty cool opening scene. And once again, like the other Jurassic films, we have to have a human villain in a movie with man-eating dinosaurs. I mean, come on, Universal. Spielberg didn't fuck this up with the original. I mean, sure, there was the lawyer, but other than that, the villains in the original were the dinosaurs. Well, and to be fair, they were just being dinosaurs. They were carnivorous and were just looking for a hunt. So overall, I definitely did enjoy Jurassic World Rebirth. It was a good movie and definitely one of the better Jurassic films, but it definitely is noticeable that there are a lot of problems with this one, at least from what I noticed. Again, it's a good film, just could have been better. In terms of my rating for Jurassic World Rebirth, I'll give the feature like a 7.5 out of 10. That movie was just, it was enjoyable, but not all that impressive. Now into this movie, which is F1. Now this was one of my most anticipated films of the year. Why is that, you may ask? Well, mainly because it's directed by the same guy who did Top Gun Maverick, Joseph Kosinski. And after such an amazing job he did on that film, I had full faith that he was going to deliver greatly with F1. And no surprise, he did. He delivered such an amazing movie and delivered one of the year's best films. It is that fantastic. Now, is it as great as Top Gun Maverick? Well, okay, let me get my one criticism of the movie out of the way first, and that I do think that the running time and the pacing is a bit sluggish in a couple scenes, and it didn't have to be 2.5 hours long. But then again, maybe after a rewatch, that could possibly change, and my score could potentially go up from that. But however, that's my only real complaint, because aside from that, this movie was phenomenal. The story was definitely engaging, albeit despite having some cliches, but the cliches made them work very well, and I was able to follow along the journey very well. It was super engaging from start to finish, even with its long running time. The casting was all around excellent, especially from Brad Pitt, Javier Bardem, and the actor who played Joshua, I forgot who his name was. The cinematography and directing by Joseph Kosinski was on point, and of course, the racing scenes are intense and exhilarating. And they are just some of the most exhilarating I've seen in any movie, and they were just incredible to watch. Like, I was at the edge of my seat of what I was seeing, like, and the way how like you're and the way how like it's shot, like it feels like you're like on the driver's seat. It has such a great intensity, and it's really amazing. And honestly, I can't wait to relive these racing scenes again, and I will once the film comes out on Apple TV Plus. I'm guessing sometime in either in September or October, somewhere around there. But yeah, when it does. Can't wait. Yeah, this is truly one of the best films of the year, and I loved it so much. Aside from a couple pacing issues, that made the film feel a bit sluggish, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I'm going to give this film a 9.5 out of 10. Definitely one of the best of 2025 so far. It's truly a masterpiece of a feature. So yeah, those are my quick reviews on Jurassic World Rebirth and F1. Let me know in the comments of what you guys thought of them down below in the comments, and I think I know which one you're gonna prefer more. Anyways, stay tuned. I got some other videos coming your way, and if you'd like to be part of this channel, all you have to do is click that subscribe button down below. Like this video if you really enjoyed it, and until next time, peace and take care.